3Clicks Philip back in May shared that he thought there may be a hidden ranking system in CSGO game modes other than matchmaking, like casual or deathmatch based on your competitive rank. This makes sense from a player point of view, since I imagine most new players would prefer not to have their brains instantly destroyed by an LE in their first game of casual. While I kinda sensed this before, we can't make pretty confident claims without some better evidence to back this up. So that's what I dedicated a bit of time to. Besides me having my Dinosaur Leafs account at Gold Nova 3, my identical twin, who happens to have the exact same skill as me in CSGO, also has their own account at Silver 2. By logic, if I try my hardest on both accounts, if the idea is true, I should do a lot better on the Silver 2 account than the Gold Nova account, since I should be playing against much worse people. Before I get to the statistics, I want to say based on other evidence I'm pretty confident it actually doesn't exist. It's not 100% disproving the idea, since I wouldn't know how the system would work, but towards the end of my testing, I played a game on Deathmatch on my GN3 account, noticed there was only one person on, and quickly jumped onto my Silver 2 account to see if I would connect to the same server. Sure enough, I got matched with the same Goku guy. I tried to ask what his rank was, but I think he hated me. This alone seemed as pretty compelling evidence, but then I gained access to an LEM account and tried out Deathmatch there for a bit. It seemed everyone was better, especially this dude with a spoon profile picture that was always around the corner. Despite this, I was still on the top of the list and had the same performance, in terms of KPT, which I'll explain later, as the other accounts. I thought I could get on the same server on my LEM and Silver 2 account when there weren't that many people on, but instead I found myself on different servers every time I tried. But then I still proceeded to get destroyed on my Silver 2 account much the same way as the LEM account. I then logged on to my Gold Nova 3 account and proceeded to get my face kicked in way harder than I did on the LEM account, where everyone felt like the spoon dude. This most importantly illustrated to me that I can't judge the idea just based on experience alone, as replacing my name here with the LEM account would probably convince me that there was something going on. Thus, it's probably better for me to move on to the stats. I played 11 games on both accounts, randomly switching between the two on given days, tracking my kills, people on the server, and time. After all was said and done, I summarized the data and did what's called a 2-sample t-test, which I'll explain briefly in a bit. Before that though, I want to discuss the many problems in what I did. First, I didn't track the two separate guns I used. On the CTs, I used the M4A4, while on the terrorist side, I used the AK-47. This may sound stupid to use two separate weapons for something like this, and it is, but I do have my reason. I don't really have much experience with any other weapon in the game, so it would seem even worse to use a weapon like the AWP or Deagle, as the results could increase over time as I got better with the weapon. Secondly, I think it would have been better for me to track my KD rather than just kills, as this could be more indicative of my performance. Also, before people comment, sample size is not really an issue concerning the high p-value we get out of it. Finally, to those that know what I'm doing, here's the distribution of kills on both accounts. For the test, both seem approximately normally distributed. So what is this test I keep mentioning? It's basically a way to calculate the probability my average KPMs on both accounts differ at least as much as they do if there is no real difference in the performance on the two accounts. This probability is shortened to p-value. So, 0.56 means there's a 56% chance they differ at least as much as they do if there isn't really a difference between the two accounts. Typically, the line is drawn at a p-value of 0.05, and since 0.56 is well above this, we don't really have evidence to suggest the two accounts have difference in performance. In conclusion, I think there's more evidence currently suggesting that there isn't a hidden rank system in other CSGO game modes. The one piece of evidence favoring it would be my experience playing on an LEM account, where I felt everyone was good. But this isn't strong evidence since it's based on feel, and even this was refuted pretty hard by my experience on a game afterwards on my Nova and Silver account. On the other hand, being in the same server on a Silver 2 and Gold Nova 3 account, and the sample test revealing a high p-value serves as pretty good evidence against this idea. If someone with a high rank like Legendary Eagle and a Silver Smurf could do the same thing, then that would be awesome, since I'm not really in a position to do much else. Besides getting good, I guess.